Hey, welcome to Rough Draft Research. We're doing our thing again coming up on week number 7. And we got plenty of bye weeks, so probably be a little short and sweet, but we're still going to give you a full dose of what we think is coming up.
It's all there, man. So I'd say let's start it with some news, boys.
News.
I'm sure. I don't know if you guys have anything, but I've written down here the Deshaun Watson possible trade. Can we just say let's just forget about it? This is just keeps happening and happening, and it's just I don't know who keeps spreading this rumor, but it's getting quite old, especially as a manager of Watson and Tua. I'm just like,
Hey, I'm just glad as the dude who drafted Hurts in the Dynasty Superflex, I'm just glad that they're not talking about Philadelphia right now. You know what I mean? Man, I got that tweet you sent, and I had typed several different responses, but ultimately I decided to take the silent high road. You know, Robert Kraft doesn't as soon as I saw that, I was like, why didn't you just trade for Deshaun Watson? You guys, you could just show them where the good spots are. You know what I mean?
But these are the ones. No, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to rack my brain. The only other news really was kind of like the Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield, but that game was played last night. We're recording this on Friday. So do you guys have any other big news? I don't think much happened.
Sterling Shepard had a setback.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hamstring.
We'll see. Dante Pettis to the moon, apparently. I saw you pick him up, man. I missed it by that much. But yeah, just going forward, just kind of talking about the game last night. Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield, Kareem Hunt didn't play. Dearness Johnson looked kind of fucking awesome.
Dude.
Yeah, he did. Should have started him.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, you started him against me.
Yeah, I meant to start him in the. I said I didn't start him over Elijah Mitchell, and I completely forgot we had a flex too. So I should have put him in over Michael Carter every day of the week.
Right.
And I just didn't think about it. That's what I get for being in too many leagues.
Same, dude.
For sure. Yeah, that's what I was just. I ran into Paul this morning. I showed up to work early to get some work done and just talked to Paul until the normal time I would have came to work. But I was like, man, it starts out and you're like, look at all my leagues. And then by this time, it's like, I got these 2 leagues. All right.
Yeah.
I still got a chance, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's my trouble is I drafted too similarly. So
dude,
all my teams fucking suck, dude.
I tried to avoid drafting too similarly, and it fucked my Superflex team. I should have had Aaron Jones, and I should have not traded with Dan to move up. I should. Yeah, I just fucked that whole draft.
Yeah,
I mean, Jamar Chase has been sick, so that paid off.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure, man.
Lazy route runner, man. I tell you what.
Dude. Yeah.
He doesn't even know what the balls look like, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's another Robert Kraft joke coming.
Well, so as you've seen, if you're paying attention to fantasy, you've seen it all over the place. They're calling it the Bipocalypse. The teams on bye, the Buffalo Bills, the Minnesota Vikings, the Dallas Cowboys, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So there's a chance
that you have an entire bench of buys.
Yeah, man. I'm in a league where I might just play a guy that's out because I don't want to give up a roster spot.
I have a league where I have 5. So 5 of my starters, 2 Pittsburgh and 3 Cowboys, and then an IR. And I had to make 3 waiver moves to
roster to have a complete roster.
Dude, in those dynasty leagues, those roster spots, I mean, they're so deep. It's like, to me, I'm like, well, I'm already projected to lose by like 45 points. I might as well just eat this one.
Take the L, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not dropping this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait,
There's
we
something
do
to
have
be
some
said
news.
for redraft leagues. Like, just go for it and just burn 1 week and have the sickest team possible. Like,
Yep.
like I tend to not. I mean, I have Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert in one of my redraft leagues, and they're both on bye right now. But am I upset about having both of them? Absolutely not. I just dropped some other bum and picked up Carson Wentz. Like,
Oh, yeah. Boom.
For sure.
Boom. Roasted.
2 things. Can we call this the Bipocalypse and Jacksonville? Like they shouldn't be lumped in with this emergency Bipocalypse situation.
hey, James
right?
Robinson's been crushing it again.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
he has.
He's still going to
Mario
be
London.
third on the depth chart next year. But
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also there was some news. Paris Campbell had surgery. So
definitely worth a third.
fucked. I still love that.
I say let's.
Sorry, dog.
How about we'll just get
price of
into
business.
some of these matchups. We all kind of researched 2 of them, and then we'll just kind of get some takes at the remaining. And usually I'm Minnesota Buffalo, so man, I just had a tough time researching games I didn't care about. But anyway, let's start off with you, Daniel. The Eagles at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm posing questions and not answers in this matchup because it's such a strange one for me. But yeah, this game should be interesting. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Raiders. Like, I think a lot of people thought they're going to lose to Denver last week, and they just stuck it out. So they're kind of making a stand, but I also think that like any team in the NFL could probably beat them. So, what's up, Eagles? 2-4, but they look good. Their defense is good. Like, fuck, what's gonna happen? But all I do know for sure is that the Raiders are 3rd in passing yards per game right now, and they're 30th in rushing. So I assume they're gonna try and do some air stuff. Ruggs and Edwards both had some long bombs last week, so that's going pretty well, but the Eagles are allowing the 4th fewest air yards. So I don't know, man. I feel like they're going to be able to shut down that long bomb game. So then you got Waller and Renfro doing the short yardage deal. Fuck. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. But the Eagles are bottom 5 rush defense. So I think your boy Josh Jacobs gonna come out strong.
Let's go.
Light the torch. Yeah, we all need a win here. Rich looked pretty good, right? He had like some interesting. Did you guys watch that game last week? He had like
I didn't catch it.
He had like a challenge where it was like clearly a bad call to challenge the play, but like he had the guy's back. It's like, if you say I should challenge this, I'll do it. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. He seemed like a really, like the players probably really like him, and he seemed like he was having a lot of fun coaching, which is cool when you win. But I don't know. As far as the Eagles, Jalen Hurts is kind of lighting it up. He's on fire right now. He's like QB4 on the year, and it's like a mixed bag. Like some games he's rushing touchdowns, some games he's throwing touchdowns. He's 19th in passing touchdowns this year with 8, and he's like tied for 2nd in rushing touchdowns with 6 other players behind Derrick Henry with 5 rushing TDs. So
Where's Sam Darnold at on that?
he's tied in that 5th.
Gotcha.
It's got the list is kind of strange. You'd be surprised, and who has 5 rushing touchdowns, but Derrick Henry has 10, so that's cool. But so the Raiders are allowing a lot more rush yards than they are pass yards, so I think they keep it on the ground. I think it looks good for Miles Sanders, kind of have a push through. And Kenny Golladay is really backed off. He had a good couple of weeks.
Gainwell?
Yeah, Kenny Gainwell, sorry. He's been pretty quiet the past 2 weeks, so I think Miles Sanders is going to have a good game. I think Jalen probably keeps it on the ground and does some stuff. There hasn't been a lot of consistency from the wide receivers, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Without Ertz, Dallas Goedert's going to have to come back from the COVID and be a baller. But this game is really a conundrum for me. I'm trying to pick out obvious things, and it just seems like, the Raiders doing the passing game, and then the Eagles are shutting down the passing game. So what the fuck's going to happen?
Well, I mean, Josh Jacobs, man.
You think so? I know you were checking out the RPO stats. The Eagles are like number 2 in the league in running RPO.
RPO, yeah. I mean, he's that style quarterback, man.
It's working really well. It was kind of crazy looking at some of the play calling and the percentages and how closely it related to what Kyler Murray's doing with the Cardinals. It's like very, very similar. He's not as good. He runs too many times in the RPO. I think that's a problem, but
yeah,
he's still kind of developing, man. I think that with the Eagles' kind of soft schedule coming up, they could kind of heat up.
They just need one more year of taking receiver in the first round, and I think that ought to do it.
Yeah. Maybe they should pick up a free agent. Just get a proven guy in there. But like I said, this is not my hottest take on this game. But I just don't know what to think.
What you got on this, Christian?
Oh man, I mean, I'm kind of with you. It's just a weird one. You want to talk about the Raiders running the ball? Throwing the ball. That was Derek Carr's highest yards per attempt in his entire career.
Right.
The moment they get rid of John Gruden. And so it is like, okay, was that their new identity under Rich? Like, is that what they want to do? Or were they taking advantage of what they saw as a bad matchup with the Broncos? I don't know. But, I mean, you're right. I mean, the Eagles are ranked, according to PFF, as the 28th best run defense. I think it is time to get Josh Jacobs going, get him out of whatever little doghouse he was in under John Gruden, and let's go.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
I'm there with you. Well, shoot, I think maybe moving along, I'm going to take the Bears-Bucks here real quick. And notable people out would be Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski. Levante David's also not playing. This is an interesting matchup because, Tom Brady is balling out. The passing leader, second in passing touchdown. And as a result, teams got to throw the ball as well. And this secondary is not very good. They lost Sean Murphy-Bunting the first week, and then brought in Richard Sherman, who lasted all of like 6 plays before his hamstring tore out. So they have given up the 6th most passing yards, 4th most passing TDs, but interestingly enough, they are 5th in interceptions. They got 7 this year. And of course, I think that's from disrupting the quarterback because this front 7 is kind of incredible. Most dominant in the NFL, only allowing 329 yards rushing. No Levante David, but he only played 50% of the snaps last week. They didn't really need him. So I don't expect that to hurt too much, even though he is a pretty fucking awesome guy. I don't expect Khalil Herbert to do much this week.
No.
So I think Justin Fields is going to have to air it out. I think he's going to be forced to not scramble as much. And I think we got a shot at seeing a possible Justin Fields fantasy game. I don't know. They also are leading the leagues in being sacked. He's been sacked the most this year. He's been sacked 18 times. And this front 7's good. So it should be interesting. I think with a shoddy secondary and then playing from behind, there's a chance we'll see like maybe a fantasy week for him. Mm-hmm. But I don't see much of a game. And the Bears defense is not a joke either, man. We've seen Brady lose games by being put on his ass, and that's what this Bears defense does. They lead the league in sacks. with 21.
Sorry.
You good?
Yeah.
Lead the league in sacks with 21 this year, tied with the Minnesota Vikings. Shout out. And the secondary's like the 23rd toughest, only allowing 1,300 yards. So I think this being a defensive battle of sorts, as well as a really frustrating game for Bears fans to watch.
Not as bad as last week.
Yeah, and so with all that, I wanted to pose a question to you guys. The Bears' upcoming schedule is, after this one, is the 49ers, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Lions, and the Cardinals. When is Nagy getting fired? Is it in this stretch?
You know,
Read it again.
It goes the Bucks, 49ers, Steelers, Ravens, Lions, Cardinals.
Steelers.
So
Yeah.
I think he gets fired after they lose to the Lions.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Now that's,
I don't know if he makes it that far because I think he loses all these next games, and I think this one's a blowout unless the Bears defense can do something, which I don't know that they can.
Akeem Hicks remains out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's huge. And I mean, the best thing the Bears have been doing on offense is running the ball. They're graded as the 9th best running attack in the league, and you just don't run the ball against the Buccaneers.
You can't.
You just can't.
People they say, hey,
So
keep more roster spots for non-running backs. You know.
yeah, you take that and add in the fact, like, so it completely take away the running game, and then you're expecting Justin Fields to beat you, which he has not proved yet that he can.
Right.
So I think they're gonna wipe the floor with the Bears here. And
Yeah. I think
Make a bearskin rug.
you might get maybe one blown coverage of a Darnell Mooney touchdown, but I think it's still going to be 140 yards and 2 interceptions or something
yeah,
like
it's
that.
gonna be bad. 4 sacks, 5 sacks maybe.
He puts up 250 and 2 TDs in this game, easy.
Oh, okay, man. Well, what's your take, my friend?
Okay, first of all, as we all know, it's Cole Kmet time.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to need something to keep those defenders off of you, and that's going to be the dump-off game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I definitely expect him to do well. The guy that can't hold off Jimmy Graham.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man.
To the guy that won't dump off a pass and would rather take a sack.
I'm telling you, he's... Last week, he had 5 targets. That's that's the highest since week 1 when Dalton was playing. He's gradually becoming more and more involved, and he caught 4 of those. So 80% catch rate. That is probably a career high for him.
Yeah.
So they're building their rapport, man, and I think, fuck, dude, I think that they're gonna need the short range stuff to keep a defensive line off the quarterback. It could be Allen Robinson. That would be cool, right?
Yeah,
That'd
man.
be nice.
That would be,
Jesus.
It's always been the
be
thing.
nice for him, man.
But
Get tagged and then be part of this fucking offense. Man,
yeah,
I feel
poor
bad.
guy.
Well, want
Should
to...
have taken that Green Bay job.
Yeah?
Hey,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You should have told Juju he could come to Kansas City. Like everyone makes mistakes apparently.
All right, well, let's move on to the Colts 49ers. Kick it over to you, Christian.
Yeah. All right. So this is a pretty interesting game to me. 2 teams that could really, really use a win. One coming off a bye, and one team finally starting to feel like they're getting it together. This was a team we were all pretty high on in the Colts in the offseason. And after Carson Wentz started with quarterback ratings of 102, 86, and 66 in the first 3 weeks, he's had 115, 128, and 127 in the last 3 games. And you can ditto that for Jonathan Taylor, who only broke 100 yards once in the first 3 weeks, and that was for 116. All the others he was under. And then the last 3 weeks, he's had 123 total yards, 169 total yards, and 158 total yards. So I think the Colts are heating up here. And I don't know that the 49ers kind of have what they need to have to stop them. Colts are really good at stopping running backs from scoring touchdowns. They've only allowed 1 rushing touchdown all year. and they're 14th against the yards. So it's not like they're slouches against the run. And that's what the Niners want to do for the most part. Jimmy G is going to be starting this game. Should have talked about that. Trey Lance is still hurt from all that I've seen. But all of our running backs are back. So it'll be an interesting one to see coming off a bye week. Who's going to get the work? Mitchell, Trey Sermon. Mostert's not back. But
JaMychal Hasty.
I would think it's Mitchell, but we'll see how that goes.
Mitchell, two first names.
And I just don't know what this game's going to look like, because the way to attack the Colts is passing the ball. They're 20th in passing yards and 31st in allowing touchdowns. So you think that's what they want to do, but you got Jimmy G coming off an injury. I don't know. I see the Colts taking this one, man, and I think Jonathan Taylor is going to have a day. And yeah, I don't know. Just stop me. I'm believing in the Colts again.
No.
So
I think that you're right, obviously, but I also think that Ayuk has got to come back into favor. You know, him and Jimmy G did insane shit last year. And whatever they're trying to do, whatever doghouse he's in, it's not good for the record.
Yeah.
I think it kind of sucks to have this early of a bye week when you get a 2-3 start, and then you instead of trying to overcome it, you're just like, oh man, like let me take a week off to reflect on how shitty this promising football team is doing right now.
Yeah.
And I think you just break it, man. You break the bad habits. You go back to what works. You get Ayuk in there, give him a little bit of respect. You start moving the ball against the Colts, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to do it. And then you give couple screens, little dump offs, a little Elijah, let him house a couple balls.
Little pump and dump.
Pump and dump. You know what I mean? Another glass of wine, and then you're good.
Yeah. I'm kind of both sides of this, because the Colts are hot. They are heating up. Jonathan Taylor, Carson Wentz. I mean, Michael Pittman Jr., I think, is to the moon at this point. But it's hard to count out a guy like, I mean, Shanahan it's been weird this year, but I mean, him coming out of a bye has to be an advantage, I would think, but also, you know, he takes a couple weeks off before a Super Bowl and biffs 2 of them. So I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even if they move the ball against the Colts, I mean, their rush defense is bad, man. And that's what the Colts want to do right now. I think it's perfect for Carson Wentz. You take the pressure off him. He can act like a real quarterback again instead of having to carry the entire team on his shoulders and get everything done. And it's a perfect day for that with Jonathan Taylor. I don't know, man. I think they're going to run all over this Niners defense.
Yeah, agreed. Well, I think let's move it along to the next matchup here.
Okay. Yeah, I got Kansas City and the Tennessee Titans. And
speaking of running all over defenses.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, God.
I don't know, man. I got some weak games this week. I don't know. But
they're all weak, dude.
Yeah, it's a bad week.
So last week, I was really excited to watch Washington and Kansas City and this major shootout, and it ended up 31-13, and it was kind of lame. And
I put Heineke on our thumbnail for the video, and I was like, "Oh, whoopsie!"
So might have overestimated the Washington offense last week, but I don't think that's really going to be a problem for this matchup. I don't think you can overestimate the Titans' offense. So let me play my favorite game. I've played this before. How many football teams have at least 5 more rushing yards than Derrick Henry?
How many football teams?
Yeah, I won't make you name them. I'll just ask you how many.
Browns and.
Yeah. Okay, you can name them.
Well,
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's 2 of them. And the Cowboys.
Oh wow.
So there's 2 teams with 1 yard more than Derrick Henry. Fuck those teams. You're not in this. You're not part of this. Talking to you, Buffalo. Anyway, so there are 3 teams, Dallas, Baltimore, and Cleveland, that have more than 5 yards more than Derrick Henry rushing. Fun fact, Kansas City has already played 2 of those teams. Talking about the Browns, talking about Baltimore. The Browns scored 4 rushing touchdowns on the Chiefs.
This is going to be a fucking Derrick Henry's going to have himself a Kamara Christmas, dude.
Baltimore scored 3 rushing touchdowns against the Chiefs. All 7 of those touchdowns came in the red zone, and Derrick Henry can score from anywhere on the field. So it's going to get pretty ugly pretty fast, man. I wish I had a hot take on this, but I'm pretty sure Derrick Henry is just about to, just drive, like literally look like he's driving a car over people. You know what I mean? No offense, it's not cool when other people try it, but when Derrick Henry does it, we're all in favor. Exactly.
No, but, I'm with you. You got the PFF graded worst rushing defense in the league against Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to end super well.
And then you have to think about A.J. Brown, who's averaging 7 targets a game. It's going to be a tough game for Kansas City. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, did I freeze momentarily?
Yeah, it froze for a second. It's all good.
I'm back. I thawed that shit out. So,
with your hot ass take.
That's right. It's super hot. But anyway, on the other side of the ball, you got the Titans, and they just stopped Buffalo from having their way on offense, which was a pretty impressive feat. But they're still limiting the rushing attempts to right around 100 yards per game, which is the 11th least. And so I don't think Kansas City is going to be able to run the ball, which I don't think any of us really expecting. Darrell Williams had a good game, but it wasn't really on the ground. He just got to score 2 touchdowns. I don't see that happening every week. It was like a 63-yard game for him. So Kansas City's going to have to do what they always do. They're going to have to pass the ball. And Tyreek Hill had 63 targets this year. Travis Kelce has 53. What's up? I don't know.
Wait, 63 targets already?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, CEH was the running back.
Yeah.
But
it's insane, man.
Yeah, this is going to be a game. It's a tale of 2 offenses.
200 targets.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, he's tied for 3rd in the league. So Devontae Adams has 66 and Cooper Kupp has 68. That makes sense. So
Diggs is what, like 58?
10 a game?
Diggs is at 58. Yeah, it's 10.5 a game.
That seems bananas to me.
Yeah, it's nuts. So the thing is that you have those guys, and Kelce at 53 is still very high, and then it's way down from there is Mecole Hardman, right? And he saw 8 targets against Baltimore, and he saw 12 targets against Buffalo. So these are like games where they're kind of scrambling to get a victory. So that might be the case here. But if you remember the Baltimore game, Kansas City was ahead. Baltimore caught up. Buffalo game, Buffalo's ahead. Kansas City couldn't do shit. So it's not really predictive, but I think you do kind of have to mix in Mecole Hardman if you really want to become successful.
Josh Gordon.
Yeah, I know.
I hear from him.
No, he has 1 target so far and 1 catch.
1 target, 1 catch.
That's pretty impressive, 100% catch rate.
Yeah, man.
So,
wasn't it on 3rd down, too?
Yeah, that was a big play.
Hey, a guy like
not big
that,
enough to win that game.
You don't want to make the targets too high. He might pop.
He might reach up and,
yeah, I don't know. That was a bad joke.
And catch.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty predictable game, though, huh?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Christian, got any more takes on that one?
No, not particularly.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs have a decent chance to win. I really do.
Yeah,
I mean,
I count on them to win personally.
Definitely, but I think Henry's still going to get his.
Yeah, Henry's going to go off. We might have been early on the jump off at Derrick Henry train.
Yeah,
he's on that
I might have been.
He's on that.
I could have traded
diet.
3 early draft picks. The earliest being the 9th, and then the 13th and the 14th or whatever, right? For Derrick Henry, and I was like, no, I'll take my chances with the field. What a moron.
Yeah, man.
Idiot.
Well, shit, I'm going to take this next one. We'll go on to the Bengals at the Ravens. I'll keep this relatively short and let you guys pick at it as well. You know, we had Joe Burrow on the injury report with that throat injury, but, I mean, he's full participation. He's going to play.
Contusion.
Latavius Murray is out of this game, but, you know, I guess Devonta Freeman is going to go up. I saw that Twitter today where the Ravens offered a third for the Dearness Johnson. I wasn't sure if that was real or not.
Was that like a fantasy joke or what? Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was a joke or not, but it seemed like a joke because I know that guy has a podcast with a comedian. But talking about the Baltimore defense, they blitz 32% of the time, which ranks fifth. 25 quarterback knockdowns and 14 sacks, which are both top 10, and eighth in passing yards allowed. So I'm kind of bringing that up because we've been talking about, you know, the hashtag keep Burrow upright. And as we saw last week when the Ravens played the Chargers, man, they came with all kinds of blitzes and just blew up the Chargers. They just weren't ready for it. So what I did notice looking through some of these stats where you can kind of get this defense is putting players in space. The Ravens are in the top 5 for missed tackles with 49 and second in yak yards allowed. So I'm curious if this can kind of translate to the Bengals a little bit. They did give up those big plays, so like DeAndre Swift, Drake, and Jonathan Taylor, and kind of like screen passes and like little dump offs. So Mixon coming off a game where he just had a few dump offs. We've been seeing Chris Evans be rotated into that mix. I don't know how much longer he plays with Samaje Perine coming back, but I would imagine you'd let that rookie do his things. So this Bengals offense isn't the best, and honestly, the Bengals defense, they're a pretty good rushing defense.
They're very good.
So, I mean, you're not playing with Latavius Murray, so I'm guessing that's Devonta Freeman and Tyson Williams, which doesn't matter because it's going to be Lamar Jackson, which I'm never counting him out again.
No.
So it should be an interesting game. I'm curious if this is just going to have potential to maybe be a shootout. It's going to depend on how they can pick up these blitzes and whatnot, and I'm guessing that's why the dump offs are working so well, just kind of catching these guys in blitzes. So it's going to just kind of be a battle of wits in this one, I think. But I'll kick it over to you guys, see what you think on it.
No, I mean, yeah, that's going to be the downfall of the Bengals is if they can't keep Burrow standing because, like you said, the Bengals defense is good. PFF has them as the 6th best defense in the league right now, which is pretty crazy given that it's the Bengals. Right. And they're awesome against the run. They're good in coverage. Not so good at rushing the passer, but, I mean, honestly, that's kind of a benefit. I don't want to say benefit, but Lamar, like, he can run so well that half the time when you rush him anyway, he's going to take off running and screw you. So maybe just have a QB spy in there and let your coverage and run defense do its work. So it's going to be all on the offensive line of the Buccaneers, of the Bengals. Can we get more production out of Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins? Like, there's too much receiving talent on this team for Chase to be the only one doing anything.
Yeah, T. Higgins is like a single tier, man. Like, I was super excited for him, and it's just been it's been nothing. The targets feels like the Boyd targets are there, but the production just hasn't been. But the T. Higgins, he needs to get some coals on that fire.
Their targets are decent. I mean, Chase has 41, Boyd has 38, and T. Higgins has 28. But it's the yards and touchdowns. Chase has 553 yards, Boyd has 290, and Higgins has 194. Like, that's not enough out of your other two guys.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Honestly, yeah, it's interesting. When I was going through this, the leading receptions when they played the Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos were the tight ends. But those are some talents. And then when they played the other teams, it was the production came from the running back.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe Usama gets some attention, but I don't know if I'd put him on the same.
This is
tier.
This is a weird stat. Actually, talking about it, Tyler Boyd actually has more catches than Jamar Chase.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and T. Higgins missed 2 games, right? So if you factor that in, he's been pretty competitive. He's definitely outperforming Tyler Boyd on a per game basis, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. This offense just needs to function more, and that may be down to the offensive line being really bad. So I don't know. If they can't fix that, they're gonna get rocked by the Ravens.
Yeah, I agree.
No doubt. I do think Joe Mixon's gonna turn it up, though. I think he's got a chance to get a little serious on him.
Yeah, man. Division game too, so
I don't know why.
Way to help Burrow out if you get that running game going well.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is gonna be closer than my grandma thinks it's gonna be.
I think it is too. I mean, that's the thing with someone like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd is it's hard to count a team like that out. Jamar Chase in a flash will just score a touchdown out of nowhere.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I watched the Vikings game, bro.
Okay.
I watched the Packers game, bro.
Crazy.
I watched the Jackson.
Well, speaking of the Packers, let's go to our last RDR matchup with Christian.
Yeah, to be honest, I probably should have picked a different game to have more to talk about. So we'll be quick on this one. Both these defenses are middle of the road against the rush, but the Washington football team is ranked 31st against the pass. That could be a chance for old Aaron Rodgers to kind of get back on track. We're middle of the road kind of with the pass this year, but our offense has really gone through the rush. We're the 3rd best rushing attack in the league right now, according to PFF. So I think this is a good shot that you're going to see Aaron kind of get his feet under him. Devontae Adams is going to tear this team up.
I'm starting Lazard in the league, baby. Let's go.
And I kind of think it's a good game for a banged up Packers defense because the football team offense just doesn't look great. Terry McLaurin's been kind of shut out the last 2 weeks. He's the biggest part of their offense. Antonio Gibson is banged up. I know he's supposed to play, but still, I mean, how good is a guy whose shins don't work when you're running the ball? I'd be shocked if this isn't a double-digit game by the end of it.
It would be kind of embarrassing if it wasn't for the Packers.
It's basically, hey, if you got anyone on the football team, start J.D. McKissick because apparently he is the man.
I mean, Terry still looked good. He just wasn't. I mean, the balls just weren't coming his way in the right accuracy range.
Yeah.
That being said, though, off his hands, but
we're still weak. The Packers are on defense. They're missing a lot of guys. Kevin King's supposed to come back. Preston Smith might come back, but Darnell Savage didn't practice today. So this could also be. I mean, I've said it 3 weeks in a row, and the defense has been pretty good against these other teams. But it could be a chance for the could be a chance for the Washington football team to kind of get a little traction. But I don't think it's going to happen. Granted, now that I said I don't think it's going to happen, they're going to go off.
Right.
Even better.
Yep. Well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much on it, man. I thought this Washington football team defense has been a disappointment this year.
Huge.
For sure.
But I think you got anything on this?
No. I think A.J. Dillon game, right?
Hopefully. Rest Aaron Jones. I mean, get Aaron Jones some first half work and maybe another catching touchdown, receiving touchdown. Jesus. What, he's got 5 now?
Catch the ball. Yeah, man.
And then just let A.J. Dillon tear it up.
5.
But also, Rodgers, I think, wants to go off. He's been letting the running game kind of carry him for 6 weeks. Let's go.
It's time.
He needs a haircut, man.
Jeez.
I'm saying it.
Freaking hippies, dude. Hippies don't play football. What's up, sunshine?
Jesus.
Well,
Speaking of sunshine,
yeah. We'll kind of go through the rest of these games. No really noticeable injuries. I have a few. Well, when we get to the Giants game, but I guess we can just breeze through this because these matchups are not very exciting. So, just any hot takes you guys have with the Texans at the Arizona Cardinals? Is this going to be the week the Cardinals go down?
This is a revenge game. So much revenge. Well, I do want to
think about Hopkins
and Watts.
And Watts. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
And David Johnson.
Yeah.
Dude,
I did want to throw this out. I know that you guys are going to puke in your mouths when you swallow this pill. But I was talking about Jalen Hurts being tied with 6 people for the number 2 rank on most rushing touchdowns this year. One of the people he's tied with is
James Conner.
So, what's up?
Chris, are you okay? I think your eyes just rolled to the back of your head. Are you okay?
Kareem Hunt is another one. So I don't. It's very strange.
Kareem Hunt's just a vulture. That's
yeah.
But James Conner, dude, I mean, that's what he's made his whole career doing. Hats off to him. He stumbles into the end zone somehow. Like, he's crushing it again. I can't.
Yeah, Chase Edmonds has 0 touchdowns on the year. So
Jesus Christ, man.
So that's what I have. I don't know, fucking just a little bit of a squash a bug on the road. Windshield, clean that shit off, keep rolling.
I wouldn't be that worried.
Yep. But I think we can agree the Cardinals are gonna win this game. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They could bring Josh Rosen back and win this game.
Yeah, dude. That defense is no joke for the Cardinals.
Poor
so
Josh Rosen.
I did see Nico Collins in questionable. Yeah. I'm really looking for him to step it up. But we'll move on to the Panthers at the New York Giants. Terrace Marshall Jr. will not be playing due to concussion. Saquon Barkley isn't playing. Kenny Golladay isn't playing. Kadarius Toney isn't playing. John Ross isn't playing. Sterling Shepard had a setback, probably not playing. Darius Slayton, questionable. So this is, yeah. I mean,
time for the Panthers to get back on track, is what you're saying.
Damn right, man. That is exactly what I'm saying.
Kyle Rudolph.
I'm talking. They're going to be winning this game. No reason to play Chuba Hubbard. That's just what I want because Christian's going to kick my ass this week. But, yeah, it's this is, I think, the Giants just by default have to lose this game. Like mentioned earlier, Dante Pettis, I guess. Evan Ingram,
dude.
Possible. Let's go.
Evan Ingram.
Nice.
Bro, put him on the trade block right after he goes off this game. Get rid of him.
Get rid of him.
But I don't know. You guys got any takes? You know,
look out for Tommy Trimble with TMJ out. Could be. He's had a pretty good year for a rookie. For a rookie tight end, man. Got me afraid now. But I mean, he hasn't had a great year, but he's doing more than I expected him to do.
He's running the ball. He gets like 2 rushes a game, which is interesting. What is this, college football?
He's an H-back.
H-back.
Yeah, I guess not much, man. These games are pretty freaking boring. Up next, we got the Falcons at the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
Who cares?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, yeah, I've got stuff to say about these players, but I was holding it back. I'm holding it back. I think this would be a fun game, man.
It'll be a fun game, like, you know, watching a WNBA game.
2 tight ends maybe going off.
I was going to say that Kyle Pitts kind of like, you know, he's got a pretty strong trajectory going. So he finally scored a touchdown, and he is getting targeted
Like a mug.
Hard. Real hard. I don't know. If I've gone too hard, I'll back it up.
I don't think you've gone hard enough.
That's true.
It might be
Horde.
fun to watch Tua have himself a game finally, but man, dude, he looks so bad.
I don't know.
Dude, him throwing the ball was not fun to watch.
It takes him forever.
It worked.
It feels like.
Guys, he had a couple weeks off. He's got that. Just jet lagged. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh, dude, by the way, I saw that tweet when all that Deshaun Watson shit was going down. Like, I'm told that this involves a 3-way trade with Washington. And, like, the first comment's like, damn, Tua's going to be Ryan Fitzpatrick's backup again?
That's hilarious.
That shit cracked me up.
That would be funny.
Well, all the trade rumors are that, like, Houston's not interested in Tua, right?
Yeah.
So we have to find someone to take Tua. I mean,
and then Brian Flores is like, I'm happy he's our quarterback. You're like, you're lying too, man.
It's good that you have his back, but I think Tua is going to be okay. I think he's got a pretty good stretch here to finish the season. Might have a couple hot spots. You have to see him against the Jets,
Just enough to trick the Dolphins into keeping him.
Yep.
Yeah. Houston's on the radar right here, so this would be a good game for him to step it up.
It would be, man. I think it'd be a good game for both of them to.
They shouldn't have lost that stupid ass London game. That was ridiculous.
Called it.
Yeah, man. You did.
You did call it.
Speaking of the London game, the Jets at the Patriots. Not that this is in London, but that's who they played. Didn't they play the Jets? I'm not. Or was that it was Jacksonville. Never mind. That was the week previous. Sorry.
Speaking of the Dolphins, what else is going on in this division?
Oh, there we go. The Jets at the Patriots. This is probably going to be another embarrassing game for Zach Wilson.
Yerb.
But
Yerb Smith.
I don't know, man.
Oh, sorry. Panthers Giants game. Gilmore? Do we know about Gilmore? Is he playing?
Let's look it up. Gilmore.
That'd be something at least interesting to watch. See if he's any good still.
I don't think he is.
He probably won't be, but, I didn't mean to derail us. I'm sorry.
You're good. I'll just talk about the Patriots-Jets game because it seems to me like Michael Carter's heating up, man. I know he's got 3 targets in most of all of the games, but I think coming off the bye, they're going to zero in on him. Enough with the BS. He's scoring some touchdowns. Yeah. I think Michael Carter's heating the F up. I would definitely target him for a trade. You want to talk about soft schedules coming up? I know, man. I'm just doing it. All right, I will talk about it again later. What about Ramondre Stevenson, though? You think he's going 3 for 3 on receptions every game? Because that was beautiful.
Yeah, man. I mean, I believe in the talent.
Tell me more about Stephon Gilmore. Now we're talking about New England.
You know
players.
what? It's just, clickbait articles. I'm not really getting
No, probably not then.
Yeah, it's like, is he going to play? Depends on this. Click to find out.
Tune in to see. What?
Injury.
Sweeps?
Is he going to play? You'll find out on Sunday.
We'll tell you next week what happened last week.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Watch our week 1 and week 2 fucking podcast.
Subscribe to our Patreon to find out.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
We'll reveal whatever you want on our OnlyFans. Stephon Gilmore continued to do limited work as he works back into his first full week of football drills since December. He's on reserve, physically unable to perform, but hasn't been activated yet. Okay, so. But could be at any point this week, but I didn't hear about it. I think Bleacher Report would have made a big deal about it. So.
Fucking Bleacher. I don't know, man. I got so many weird messages about a player that I just didn't care about today. I can't even remember what it was.
Same, man.
I have a shit ton about Judy, but I do care about it.
Okay, so that's real. So it wasn't like sleeper alerts from rosters. It's like Twitter's talking about.
So I stopped with Bleacher Report. They pissed me off too many times. So I actually went over to the Score. That's the app I use. So I got like 6 coming home from work today about Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, dude.
Updates from them. So.
I get the same notification about 4 times from all my apps. But I guess the last game, Lions at the Rams. I think,
revenge game.
It'll be an inch. Like I'm already annoyed by what the announcers are going to talk about during this game.
Oh man.
Jared Goff led them to a Super Bowl.
So yeah,
I feel really bad for Lions fans.
You Lions.
I don't.
Because, it's funny, but like, not only are you winless again for a long stretch, and your team's not very good. Now you have to watch like the one thing that you could always kind of hold on a pedestal as a Lions fan. Like, man, if we just build a team around Matthew Stafford, he'll be really good. And now you see a team that built a team around Matthew Stafford, and he's just going to whip the shit out of you on Sunday Night Football. It's
at least they can say, like, I told you so. All he had to do was build a team around him.
I don't know. I feel like the team, like Stafford was the last piece of the Triforce, right? Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I thought you were saying now the most important thing that the Lions ever had, Barry Sanders and freaking Megatron are getting inducted in some Hall of Fame. Like, oh, no, you're talking about Matthew Stafford. Yeah.
I meant like recently, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you.
Now they get to watch their favorite quarterback beat the shit out of them for
it was the last light in the cave, and now it's complete darkness.
Yeah, dude, this is going to be a game to not really pay attention to. Looks like I'll have my Sunday night free, so that's nice.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, man.
Unreal season. Can we talk about it? Unreal season for Cooper Kupp so far.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, all they needed was, a real quarterback.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford.
Saying now Detroit wins this game. No, I'm just joking.
Dude, put $5 on it. You'd probably win 1,000. It's got to be some crazy odds. I did forget.
Yeah. Not as awesome as those Mahomes MVP odds right now.
I actually don't think they're the biggest spread of the week. I think Cardinals Texans is like 17.5.
Yeah,
dude,
that's insane.
Can't be betting on revenge games, man. That's a bad idea.
Every game's a revenge game.
How dare you pay me a bunch of money, and then as soon as I wanted to be traded, you kindly obliged.
Houston's the worst.
Hey, man, I'm glad David Johnson went to the Texans and got paid. Good for him, man.
Oh my God, that is another level of the revenge in that game.
I brought it up.
Oh,
I did forget.
I was seeing red, man. All the revenge hate.
What were you saying, Christian?
Revenge games, though, let's be real. The Hopkins one is kind of not even, because he gets to go play for a better team.
It's not a revenge.
Right? There's no There's no revenge.
Mad. Just disrespected, I guess, for being traded for a second-round pick and David Johnson. Like.
Yeah. Well,
and he
got to renegotiate for exactly what he wanted there. So
yeah, that's fair.
So I did forget this game. So the Monday Night Football game is the Saints at Seattle. Probably the most exciting out of all of these games.
Jameis Winston versus Geno Smith.
Yeah. Dude,
that's got to be a revenge, right? No.
Yeah. There's some sort of revenge in there somewhere, but I don't know, man. I don't care much to talk to. You guys want to move on to trade targets?
Sure. Yeah, all the stuff I have to say about these other